Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah, people of the world. I hope you are well. Well, it is 9 p.m. and it is a bit late for me. I don't normally jump on and do a live at 9. So, whoever is joining me, thank you very much for joining. And whoever's watching the replay, let me know that you've had a look at this. Okay, so I was meaning to come on during the day, but I just got busy with life. As you know, life takes over. And today I wanted to share with you, subhanAllah, a very powerful technique that's going to help you self reflect on ways within yourself that are empowering as opposed to shaming yourself or blaming yourself. Now, naturally, once you've been through a divorce, it's quite normal for us to have our attention on what that person has done or what they didn't do. Okay, so you start thinking about all the things that were bad, that were wrong, that were selfish, that were unfair. It's just kind of automatic that you start telling yourself this is why it ended, right? And to make the effort consciously, we have to examine ourselves and do our part and try and understand the specific ways that we ourselves had our part and the part that we had to play. So we have to understand these specific ways because they were the source of the experience. Okay. And that's kind of extraordinary because even if something's happened to you in your divorce that was really shocking, it was really unfair, and your ex is still acting bad right now, taking personal responsibility just isn't where you are, isn't just for for a show or for a quick thing, or it's gonna, it's actually imperative, right? Once you start taking responsibility, everything changes because you start to see your part clearly. You have the opportunity to evolve beyond who you were and how you created that dynamic in the relationship. Okay, so and once you do that, you're going to become liberated, subhanallah. You're going to feel a sense of peace, and you won't have to go through this pain over and over again, reflecting on it, living it, experiencing it. And this is and you won't be disappointed either. You won't follow them disappointing patterns in love and to do with trusting and all these things in your relationships moving forward. So let me tell you the challenge with trying to see how clearly how we might have or I might have been the source of it, the experiences we've had. When we try and examine ourselves as the source of our experience, the first thing that comes in our head, right? The first thing that happens is we ask ourselves questions that are shaming, right? We start shaming ourselves and we start asking ourselves questions that are blaming ourselves, questions that can easily slide into feelings of self hatred, resentment, and all of this, subhanAllah. That starts to happen. And I usually have to remind people that the people start asking questions to themselves, and they question themselves, and what they say is, what the F is wrong with me? You know, what is wrong with me? And that's not actually self reflection. If you start saying that, it's not going to ever lead you to grow. Yeah. Or asking shame based questions like, why can I, why can I never have what I want? Or how can I be this stupid um, to evolve and to just accept that it was all his fault. It was my fault. So what happens is people start saying so many questions in their mind automatically. They get stuck in a cycle and they start shaming, blaming, they stop their growth, they stop their development, and they go backwards and forwards, being stuck in that mental block. Yeah. And that way you're stuck in your own pattern and you can't get out of it, subhanallah. And you have to break free from this pattern because it's going to continuously make you feel disappointed. You're continuously going to feel vulnerable. Yeah. And some of us, we have patterns. You're going to be disappointed because we've got patterns of codependency or love addiction or abuse or neglect, or there's been patterns in divorce with like a very much push pull dynamic, or you've been in high drama relationships, yeah, it's because we need to now start asking ourselves them questions that are going to inspire us, yeah, where we have to be ruthlessly honest about all the ways that we've actually given our power away to that person. We've let them take over. And some of the ways that we let them take over is we self sabotage, you know, and you want to ask yourself questions that are designed to support your growth and that are designed to support you to your evolution. And these are going to be questions like, if you're really honest with yourself, ask the right questions, right? And subhanAllah, it'll make a massive difference to how you're feeling. And what you can say is, how did I give my power away to this person? Yeah. How did I give my power away to this person? And what can I do now to reclaim it? And how do I let myself down in ways that are similar to how I feel let down by my ex? Okay. Where was I pulling on my former partner to take care of me in ways that I've been unwilling to take care of myself? What are the lies that I have been telling myself in order to stay in the relationship? And how does it work for me to have chosen someone who's this unavailable emotionally, right? Or what disappointing story from my past is now just being repeated? And if you're honest, ask yourself, and how might have I behaved in ways that covertly recreated this pattern? And you know what? SubhanAllah, if you ask yourself a beautiful question, you're going to get a beautiful answer, right? The moment you can tolerate seeing things as they really are and not sugarcoating them, and you can hold them complexities with a tender and humble heart, that's when your life can really begin to radically change for the better because you've taken ownership. So, our growth work today is to practice asking and practice empowered self reflection. Okay, so it's empowered self reflection. It's becoming aware of the automatic questions that you ask yourself. You're asking yourself regarding your breakup. So, I want you to do this exercise. If you're joining me live, do this exercise as I speak, subhanAllah. Just close your eyes, yeah, and take a nice deep breath and just breathe all the way down into your hips. And just drop your awareness down into your body and notice. Notice where you feel upset in your body about your breakup the most. Just let your attention go to the place in your body where you feel the biggest energy of negative emotions being held about the breakup, about the divorce. And just try and breathe deeply into that part of your body. You don't have to try and fix this or change it. I just want you to notice when you do that, what are the automatic internal conversations that you're having about your breakup right there, that you're having on autopilot over and over again. You know, maybe them questions you're having with yourself are, what's wrong with me? You know, why can't I ever have what I want? Or how could I be so stupid? Just naming it and noticing the lack of room for you to grow inside this disempowering question. So let's just take a step back from this conversation and let's see if you can come up with the question that's gonna facilitate you to grow and develop in the area of love and in the area of relationships. So instead of asking yourself questions like that, it might be something like, what am I doing avoiding being responsible for in this situation? Or how is my former partner treating me in ways similar to how I've treated myself? Or how did I give my power away? And what can I do to reclaim power in this situation that I'm in? And subhanallah, and you can watch this video on replay, yeah, and go over these questions. And I want you to just invite you to write down the empowered self reflection questions that come to you and start to journal on the questions and get more clarity until you get more and more clarity about yourself and the source of your experience. Our self-care practice of the day is really important. Make that a pledge to yourself. You know, at some point today or even tomorrow, look in the mirror, gaze deeply into your own eyes, and share with yourself all of the ways that you're now going to show up in ways that are reflective of more self love, self respect, dignity, and honor from this time forward. And I want to remind you to share that with people who are close to you. And as you start doing that, you're going to notice your feelings are going to completely change, subhanAllah. You're going to start taking personal responsibility, and the empowering questions that you came up with are going to help you to do that. Okay? So think about it. Are you willing to see your part clearly so you can grow and grow beyond what you co-created? And if you're radically honest about this situation, then inshallah you'll find a different feeling in your body and a complete different sense of awareness. So this is actually a very powerful technique to do, is to ask yourself more empowering questions. And once you do that after a breakup, and that becomes your automatic dialogue, you'll see a massive shift in your mood, in your body, in your sensations, everything, subhanAllah. So, the takeaway, ask yourself more empowering questions. I hope this was useful for you. And if you have any questions, please feel free to, leave a comment in the comments below and let me know how you found the exercise. Okay? Anyway, it's past my bedtime almost, so I hope that was good enough and I hope you have a great rest of the week. Thank you for joining me. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu.